Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to study about narrative text. I believe that you have ever heard about this type of text. But as we know that this topic is included into your syllabus, so we have to study it again. Okay, what I'm going to teach you today is about narrative text. As usual, if I teach you about types of text, you have to understand about the 5 points. What are they? The first one, you have to understand about the definition. The second one is the function. The third one is the generic structures. The fourth one is the lexicogrammatical features. And the last one is how do you put them all into examples. Okay, now we are going to the first and the second one, the definition and also the function. Okay, the definition of narrative text is a kind of text which tells us about fiction and non-fiction story. So narrative text refers to fiction and non-fiction story. For example, if you have ever watched about Maleficent, Pinocchio, Cinderella, they refer to fiction stories. And then, if you have ever watched about Soekarno-Hatta's story or movie, and then Sisingamangaraja, so they refer to non-fiction story, okay, because they are real. Now, that's about the definition. What about the function of narrative text? The function of narrative text is to entertain the readers, okay, to entertain or to amuse the readers. That's a function. And then we're going to the third and fourth one, the generic structures and also the lexicogrammatical features of narrative text. Okay, there are 4 generic structures of narrative text. The first one is orientation, the second one is complication, the third one is resolution, and the fourth one is reorientation or coda. Okay, now we are going to the first one, orientation. Orientation is similar to introduction. So in orientation, you have to introduce about the characters, the place, and also the time. And then the second one, complication. Complication refers to the problems. How did the problem begin? That's the complication. Okay, now we are going to the third one, resolution. In resolution, you have to find the way how to solve the problem, okay, based on the story. And then the fourth one, reorientation or coda. This point is optional, okay? Reorientation or coda is optional because sometimes you can find it in the story, but sometimes you couldn't, okay? And then what about the lexicogrammatical features, or to make it easier, I always ask you to remember cium, ciri umum, okay? So it is similar to lexicogrammatical features. What are they? The first one is using past tense. Using past tense. The second one, using conjunction. The third one, using adverb or adverbial phrase. And then the fourth one, using adjectives. And the last one, using specific noun. Now we are going to past tense. As I have explained in previous study, I always ask you to remember about the verb if you want to know about the using of past tense. If you want to use the verb, you have to change verb 1 becomes verb 2. For example, sing becomes sang. Okay, so that's the examples. And then if you are going to use to be, you have to change the to be into was or were. Okay, if there is no verb, you have to use to be, was, or were. That's the clues if you want to use past tense. Okay. Now the second one, using conjunction. I also have explained about it. Conjunction, coordinate, subordinate, and correlative conjunction. And, but, before, after, as long as, and many more. That's the examples of conjunctions. Now the third one, adverb and adverbial phrase. Adverb, okay, if you want to know about the adverb, how do you know that the word belongs to adverb? So first of all, you have to understand that there is adjective plus ly. Adjective plus ly. Beautiful becomes beautifully. Careful becomes carefully. Slow becomes slowly. So that's the adverb. Adverbial phrase, there are so many types of adverb. So for example, in the corner, in front of, in the middle, below, besides, between. So that's the examples of adverb and adverbial phrase. Now the fourth one, adjectives. Adjective is the word that you use to describe someone or something based on the characters, appearance, and also the attitude. Okay, that's the meaning of adjective. Beautiful, handsome, smart, great, awesome. Okay, that's the examples. Now we are going to the last one, specific noun. In narrative text, of course, they use specific noun. For example, si singa mengaraja. Si singa mengaraja, of course, we know that he is a hero. Okay, he is a hero from North Sumatra. Okay, specific noun. And then Cinderella. Of course, you know Cinderella in the story. So the characters is already specific. Okay, so that's why all of these are the lexicogrammatical features of narrative text. Okay, now we are going to the examples. After you have learned about the definition, function, generic structures, and lexicogrammatical features, now we are going to the example. How do you put them all into examples? So let's find it. Okay, here it is. The first one is orientation. So I will explain about it based on the generic structures. We will start from the first one, orientation. In orientation, you may see these types of pictures. Okay, these are the pictures for orientation. Okay, once upon a time, there was a man who lived in a remote village. He lived alone. He had no one to live with. He only had a hen. Okay, so all of them, what I have taught you before, belong to orientation. Okay, so I have introduced about the place, the characters, and the time, long time ago. Okay, now we are going to the second one, complication. How the problem was started. Okay, here are the pictures in complication. The first one is, one day the poor man was really tired and hungry. He went to the kitchen, but he found nothing. Then he decided to kill the hen for his dinner. When he was going to kill the hen spoke and begged, "Don't kill me. I will give you golden egg if you let me to live my life." Okay, the farmer was shocked because the hen could speak. But finally, they made a deal. In one condition, the hen should give a golden egg every day to the poor man. Then the next morning, the poor man woke up and he found that there was a golden egg. Then he sold the golden egg and he got much money and he became a rich person. All the stories belong to complication. Okay? Now we are going to resolution. How the characters solve the problem. Okay? After several months, the poor man who became a rich man changed all the stuffs in his house. He built his house, he bought new things, he bought new clothes, and he was rich. Then, one day, he thought that he needed more than one egg in a day. Then he decided to kill the hen because he thought that there were so many eggs in the hen's stomach. Okay? Then he killed the hen and the hen was died. But finally, he realized that there was no more golden egg. The hen was died and he was regretted. Okay, what I have taught you is the resolution. Okay, he killed the hen and he was regretted. Now we're going to the last one, reorientation or coda. What is the moral lesson based on the story? Okay, the moral lesson is don't be impatient and don't be greedy. That's the moral lesson. Don't be impatient and don't be greedy. Okay, so I think that narrative text is easy for you to understand, but you have to remember about how do you use it, how is the generic structures and also the lexicogrammatical features. If you follow this step, I believe you could do that perfectly. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.